Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. Okay, so the last session what we did, I taught you how to integrate, and as part of the integration, typically the process will be the first you have to know the tool, whichever that you are integrating with. Second, like more or less installing the plugins in Jenkins, configuring the plugins in Jenkins, and using the plugins. So these are the something. But now the scheduling options. Okay, so which are the options which we have in Jenkins for scheduling the job? So for that, I would like to show you a few options, and this is very useful information. Actually, you should file it out. And scheduling, CHE, scheduling, this one. Okay, so all the options which we have at Jenkins, I have noted down here, okay, and we need to discuss this one. Now, before that, let me show you one job. So you must remind it yourself. For example, let's say one I'm job creating, and this is a test job. So it's already created. So test one, and I'll click OK. So this is the empty job right now. Okay, and where the scheduling options are there, here it is. Okay, so most of these options are here, but there is a one options you will find at this place also. Okay, so this is something which you have. So what options, the question is what options we have, using that you can schedule the jobs in the Jenkins. So one of the method which I have is at a certain time. Okay, you want to trigger a job automatically but at a certain time, and if you want to set it, what you have to use it. So this we have used it yesterday already. This option we call it a build periodically, aka also known as build periodically. Here it is. You see that here, and here is cron will come. Now let's say if we don't know the cron how it works and all, it's a global standard, so it's not like Jenkins specific one. Click on the question mark if here, and you get nice tutorials for cron. Internet also you will get it. Here some examples are there. Okay, so this you can do that. So automatically, I'll show you one thing, one simple. Let's say this is the every 15 minutes. The moment you put, you see the changes here happen. Sorry, the moment you put the cron, you see changes happen here. Okay, so if you want certain job to be triggered at a certain time, then you can do the build periodically options in Jenkins. But this is much better actually. Okay, this is much better. Now what is this? Just read this. You want the build to trigger at certain time, but do not start the build until the code is changed. Okay, what is the use of changing the code? It's just a waste of time, right? What is the use of changing the code? So here, if you want that options where that you want the build to be trigger at a certain time, but build only if the code changes, so then in that case you have to use the poll SCM options. Here it is. This is the one. And again, if you see that, this one. But you know what? The difference between poll SCM and build periodically is like if the SCM change means code change is there, which Git has a capability to detect new commit ID compared to the previous one, then only this will trigger. Okay, so this is the second options which you have. Now third options we have, which is you are saying, okay, you want to trigger a job but from the script or maybe a command line or something like that. So how can you do that? So for this there is an option which is called build periodically. Okay, so build periodically allow, sorry, my bad, this one, trigger builds remotely. So trigger builds remotely will allow you to trigger the jobs from the remote. How can it happen? So let me show you. I save this job test one. It has built no time. So I will just go and grab this code. You can copy from my website. And this one, you see, these are all the history, because Jenkins is there from last 20 years. I think even before, they used to be calling the Hudson. Even these Hudsons were there before me starting the job, actually, first job. So these all historical data are there. If you are using very very old Jenkins, probably will help you. But for the new Jenkins, only this will help you. Let me get it. So come to this one, and this is the username and this is the token. So can I get this? So go to the first username is Rajesh only. Here it is, and the token you will get it here. So I'm creating one token, and that is called named with generate, and save it. Now you have to this one and then save it. Done. Okay, so this is the username and token. Now whichever the job you want to do that, okay, here you can do that. So how can you do that? So let me show you. Go to the job, Jenkins, go to the debugschool, go to the test one job which has not built, and you see that here, build now. Don't click on it, right click, copy link address. That will be easier for you, and copy this. That's all. So this is the URL, this is the username, this is the token, and you are trying to send the request to trigger that post. Okay, let me do that. And get the screen. I'm hitting enter. And let me go and check the job. See, one has come. See, one build. Similar way, you can hit second time, and second build also it will come. See. So did you understand that how do we trigger from the script or command line? All of you?
Yeah, third one is clear, but the second one, no. Via the port SCM is not clear because if we make any push or commit in the Git, then this has to be triggered, right? That is what the method to mean by.
No, not that one. You don't get attached that logic now. I'll come back to that logic. Here I should show you that some flow. So this is a Jenkins, and this is the GitHub or whatever it is. Now this is a job, okay? And then you have enabled the poll SCM at certain time. Let's say 10 o'clock. So 10 o'clock, this job will trigger. But what will happen? 10 o'clock, they will compare the last commit ID, and they will go and fetch the new commit ID, and they will compare, is it same? No build. It is a different build. So if I show you, go to the some different job, let's say compile, where I use the SCM, and here if you see, uh, do you see somewhere changes? Yeah, see here, no changes of this build. If there's a code changes, it will come here. Let me show you rather than talking. So okay, so I'm changing the code. This is my favorite file. Okay, usually I change the code here. Okay, so this one commit has happened. Now what will happen? Now when I build it manually, I'm doing it because I don't have patience to wait for it. Now if you see, build number 27 is in progress, and it should be done. See, 27 done, and go to the changes. See, so this is what I was talking about. So Git will compare, Jenkins will compare the last commit and then this commit, and if there is a changes, it will build again. If you see that their log, they store the commit ID somewhere is here. Got it?
Okay. Yeah, yes, this is policy, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now this one is little interesting. Okay, you have to read it very carefully. This is the feature which we have at Jenkins, but I try to simplify this one and this part. Read it. It's very simple though, but it's very little bit tricky to understand. So here, if you enable this option, which is called build after other projects are built, what will happen? You can trigger this job, the one where you enabled, trigger this job if other jobs are triggered. Okay, understand that. So let me show you that this as a demo. So here I needed two jobs. So test one is there, and I'm creating one more job, tested two. Okay, save it. So I got the two jobs right now, test one and test two. Now I want to configure test 2 saying that if test 1 is triggered by somehow, then test 2 should automatically build. So for that, what I'm going to do, go to the trigger options. This is the option and then test 1 and save it. Done. Refresh. Here it is, upstream set. So now remember that test 2 is having 0 build records right now. Now if I go to the test 1, and mind it, I'm building the test 1 build now manually, and you see that I did not trigger the test 2, but after this let me go and show you the test 2. See, build is in pending now. So did you understand this combinations, all of you?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is something which you have. Now this one is something which you are discussing actually. So one is for GitHub and one is for Bitbucket. Okay, so first let me show you that combination if you want to do that. Ah, so usually in order to display that options, I use this image. See here, understand that. So here you have a Jenkins and here you have a job. What you are saying, trigger a job when there is a push in GitHub. Remember, push in GitHub. So which job should be triggered? Jenkins job should be triggered. So here there is a Jenkins, there is a job, and this is the developer, this is you, this is your laptop. You do the commit to the local repository, but push to the remote repository, which is GitHub in this case, and repo 1, repo 2, repo 3. So now who has detected the push? Tell me. Who has detected the push? Whether it was detected by Jenkins or GitHub.
Git.
GitHub. So basically, not you cannot trigger this job. Jenkins also cannot trigger self. GitHub has to trigger. This is what I'm trying to say. So GitHub has detected the event of push. So the moment the push has happened, GitHub should trigger that one. Okay. And for that, we need some steps to be done. Here I have documented these steps. In fact, GitHub and Bitbucket both have done. So first thing, step number 1, GitHub plugin should be installed. Step number 2, GitHub plugin should be configured, and some all the images are also there. And here, step number 3, the Jenkins job, how to configure and all. This is all screenshot you have given. And step number 4, this is the most important one, and many people do the mistake here. I want to highlight this part. This is the webhook of Jenkins. So you have to add this is IP address, port number of Jenkins, and this you have to add it in a webhook of GitHub. Okay, and then finally you can do the push and then test the functionality. Okay, so I'll let you do this one. This document you can follow and do that. So here we have a documents for GitHub also and Bitbucket also. Now This is something which we have. Now last thing which I want to show you, this option, and this is not under the build trigger, but it's, you can find the post build action. So if you read this here, trigger another job. See here, it's not at this job. Don't get confused. Trigger another job after this job. And this we call it aka post build action in Jenkins. How do we do that? Let me show you. So let's say, uh, see guys, let me delete this first. Hmm. So now theoretically, scan should call, okay, after scan you should compile, and after compile you should do package. This is the theoretically. So what I'm doing, I'm linking scan, configuration, post build action, and build other projects, and compile, save it, refresh. See here, downstream, compile. Compile will configure, post build action, build, sorry, not post build action, build other project, and what was the job name? I forgot that. I think package, right? Yeah, pack, and save it and refresh. So what I did, I linked that job. Now you have to see all three jobs is linked. It can be 10 jobs also you can link, depends on your requirement and all. So first say scan, pack, and compile. So first scan will be trigger any of this way which I discussed previously, and then scan will be completed, it will call the pack, and pack will call the compile. So remember, this is the build number 2, 26, 27. Let me trigger manually this guy. Done. And you see scan is in progress right now. Build queue left side you can see, and keep refreshing. I mean, you don't need to do that, but just because I don't have a patience, I am doing it. So build number 3 is in progress. Okay, scan will fail, I guess. Why? Because SonarQube is not running. Yeah, scan will fail, but that's okay. See, compile is in queue. Refresh. No, it did not fail. That means SonarQube is still running, I guess. So you see, compile is in queue, and it's not in queue. Executing, and then finally package. So did you understand all these possible options what you have in Jenkins to schedule any jobs? All of you?
Yes.
Okay, so these are the features which we have in Jenkins for scheduling capability. Now the last feature which you see, which we use the Jenkins for, is called feedback capability. See, I told you CI means what? If you remember, CI means automated build, you should do that. Automated testing, you should do that. And whether it's a pass or fail, I don't care, but I should have a immediate feedback. So the question is, how do we get a feedback using Jenkins? So for that, what we are going to do, in Jenkins, we have a multiple capabilities. One of the capabilities, we have an email. And for this, we have a two plugins. By the way, there are so many plugins are there. Don't get lost in those plugins. Two plugins is more than needed, and these plugins are installed only. But another way you can get the plugins, another way, chat. So when I chat, that means you can use a Slack if you want to use it. You can use a team also if you want to use it. All these things you can do it very well. And the last one which we have is pipeline. Okay, pipeline. This pipeline again, you have to write a code for it. Okay, so remember everything as a code. So you have to have a feedback using pipeline code. So how do we get it? So let me show you all these options which is available, starting with the email. So there is a two plugin has been installed. So let me show you. Go to the manage Jenkins and plugins, install plugins, and search for mail, M-A-I-L. And here you see mailer plugin, this one, which is installed, and this one. Now I must tell you here, this is the mailer plugin is a basic one, okay, and this is the advanced one. Now these are installed, so you don't have to install it. It's already installed. Default core itself will have installed. By the way, there's so many other plugins are also there. You know that where to find the more plugins if you need it. So that's the first thing. But the second thing I must remind you, Jenkins is not your SMTP server. Okay, Jenkins is not your SMTP server. So that means the plugins are there, but you have to configure it with SMTP server. So you have to talk to your IT team and then get up SMTP and then come to the system. And now the more the plugin you install, the configurations will increase here. So one of the options which you have, which you can search SMTP by also. So here, because I have a two plugin, so you'll have a two options for SMTP server. This is the extended one, which is the advanced one. And then if you go a little bit bottom, here is the basic one. That means two SMTP server configuration. Why? Because of two plugins. So you have to configure this one with the help of IT team, and then Jenkins can send an email using the SMTP server. So now install plugin of email, configure plugin of SM with SMTP, and then after that, if you go to the job, let's say this job configurations, go to the post bill actions. Here you have two options. One option is you see email notification, which is the basic one, and the advanced one is editable. So basic one I have used it. Editable, let me show you. Here you have so many options. Everything you can customize it. Project from, recipient list, to list, content type, and some more advanced options here you have. Only if you want the mail to be delivered to the developers or culprits, those who committed the and build has failed, and many options are there in the second options. Okay, so this is the way you can send an email and get the feedback delivered. Are you comfortable with it, all of you?
Can we get the direct email ID, Raj? For example, some person name at companyname.com, organization.com.
Yeah, yeah, that is what you can do in the to list here. Here, email id,
Default.
comma separated email id, list of email id. See,
Okay, it doesn't have to be a variable. It can be directly an email ID.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
any email id, it can be individual or distribution list or whatever.
okay, okay. And for a trial and error method, we can use any Google SMTP. Is it the incoming outgoing port? I mean POP3 and
So I mean, any SMTP you can use it. Gmail SMTP also you can use it. But what I have seen actually, if you use it and few times, if it is sending to the wrong email address which is not validated, then it block that. Your account, Gmail account itself will be blocked actually. So be
okay,
wise. If you have a business account, probably you can do that. But if it is a free account, then there's a problem.
okay, okay. Got it. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so that is the thing. But guys, what about if you want the notifications or feedback using chat? So as I said, there's so many chats we are using. We are using WhatsApp, Slack, Team, uh, Skype. A lot of things are there. So solutions are very simple. These plugins will not be installed. I repeat, these plugins will be not installed by default. You have to install it. So for example, let's say Slack or Team. So these plugins, first you have to go and install it. So if you search for Manage Jenkins and plugins under the available plugins, here you can search for Slack and you will get it. CK. So I repeat, I just said many times, every features which you see in the Jenkins, it's coming from the I mean plugins itself, every feature. So here you have a Slack. Now, if you see that here, I have installed this plugin. Okay, so because of that, you will find here. and Slack. Okay, right? See here. Slack. This is already installed, and in fact, Team also I have installed. In the last section, I'm using the same Jenkins. Here it is. Okay. Now, I'll put it in this way. Right now, I'm talking about the plugins which need to be installed. But as I said, 1900 plugins are there. So, which plugin you like it, I'll let you decide. That you, for example, uh, if you see that, if let's say if you're looking for some app, PPT to PDF, if you go to the Play Store, you will have a tens of app for that. Now, which one you want depends on that. What you do, you check that rating are good or not for those apps, number of downloads you check, and many other stuff. So same way, if you go to the repository of plugins, you should check the rating, download, feedback, last release, all these things, and decide that which is a good, which is not a good. There are documentations also, and you can decide. So I'll let you decide that one because that is at the individual decision. So I have installed these two plugins. Now the question is, how do we use it? So remember, I always said there is a pattern: install plugin, config plugin, use plugin. Simple. So I install this. Where do we config? So there's only one place where we have configuration here. So search for Slack. Now you can do this thing. And here this you have to configure it. Whatever the workspace you are working, you have to specify, credential you have to specify, and done. You can test this connection here. Now, let's say if you're not aware of it, so you should talk to your IT team. They'll help you with that. So this is a one-time configurations to get it done. Same way, after that, use the plugin. So how do we do that? So go to the any jobs as such, go to the configurations, and always chat will be option in the post bill actions. And here, do you see Slack options here? And when you want that to be notified in the Slack channel, so just checkbox, simple, you specify and save it. Done.
Are you sharing
So that means
any
if
screen?
any,
Are you
hello.
sharing any screen, Raj? Because I can able to see only the web screen.
Or is it for everyone or so for only for one person?
No, your screen is stuck.
Ajay, Karthik,
Yeah, it's stuck.
so let me reshare. Is it good now?
Yeah, perfect.
I can see only
Okay.
the black and white screen. Copter's team meeting ID.
Oh, no, no, no. I think you have to rejoin in that case. There's some problem with the GoToMeeting today, server outage or
Okay,
something.
okay. I'll
Just rejoin.
rejoin
I'll
again.
wait for you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Can you see now?
Yes, Raj, it is visible.
Okay, so here you can specify when you want that job, I mean, chat to be sent for failures or success, and checkbox and done. Now, the only thing is for the Microsoft Teams, that options you can locate in the job itself. Let me locate this somewhere. Here it is. See here. So this is the team user, Microsoft Team user, and here you can put the URL of Microsoft name, and here some options are there: notify build start, notify about it, notify failure, and so on and done. So in the job itself you have to configure for the team. Okay, so this is something which you have.
This
Now
doesn't ask for
after that,
credential, Raj. This
yeah, tell
doesn't
me.
ask for, yeah, this Microsoft 365. This doesn't ask for any authentication. URL name.
So no, so it asks for the, but the problem is that is embedded in your URL itself. Somehow they encode in the URL, and you when you generate a URL, automatically URL has all the information.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, again, you should click on this and then see here the tutorials, and you should be able to follow that.
Okay.
Okay. So now next one is which is very important, and that is pipeline. Okay, so that means everything as a code. And I taught you how to use Jenkins using UI, but nowadays the trend has come to us where we are not using the UI. We are writing a code for CI also. Now the coding you can write only if you have a good knowledge on the UI part of Jenkins. Okay, and there's no other way but to practice it. Others, it's very difficult. Now I'll show you the coding. How can you do the coding for it? So let me remind you, I have set up a job which is scan, pack, compile, all these things you understand. So let me show you the one code which I usually use for this. And this code is Jenkins file. Okay, not this one. This is small one. I want the large one. This one. Now, if you see that this code, the one which I am showing you, this is the, if you ask specification, which specification? So this is the Groovy specification. Okay. So now next question is like, what is a Groovy specification? So Groovy is a DSL language for Java. Okay, so that is the specification. So now here this is the pipeline. So basically there's a two kind of pipeline we can create. There's a two kind of coding you can do that. One is let me show you one of my tutorial that will be easier. Jenkins pipeline. Okay, and though there is one book has been published by Jenkins community, you should check that also. But right now, because I'm showing you, so that's my job to, quickly teach you. So there's a two types of coding you can write. Declarative pipeline you can write, and scripted pipeline you can write. Now the question is, because the code is in Groovy DSL, how do you define whether it's a declarative or scripted? So let me tell you here, if the any code which is start with a pipeline, that is a declarative. If any code which is part start with a node or something, that is a scripted. Simple. So now if you look at this code here, you see start with node, that means this is scripted pipeline. Okay, so now how basically the theme is, let me show you. So if you go to, see, there's a phase 1 scan, phase 2 pack, phase 3 compile. So if you see that whole things is connected right now. The moment you click on the scan, it will automatically happen pack, and pack will compile. I have done it. But how do you write in the coding language? So you have to go a little bit conceptual. This we call it a stage preparation, stage build, stage UT, stage package, stage result. So if you see that here in this code, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 stage you have it. Now in the stage preparation, what I am doing? So here I'm defining one variable, and now if you see, this is the comment, so you can ignore this comment. Now this is important. What is this? So let me tell you here, this Git is a plugin name. Okay, Git is a plugin name. Which plugin name? Let me remind you. When you go, see here, SCM, Git. So this is the plugin. Okay, so this way you can plugin name, and here it will check out this code. And here you see there's one variable ambient home. Here you define the variable. Here you are declaring the variable. So what is that? Ambient home should be equal to tool maven. So what is a tool here? So tool here means this place. manage Jenkins, here tools. Okay, that's a tool. And I want to locate the name of tool which is named with Maven. Do we have it? So let me check this. Raj 1 is there, Raj 2 is there. So I have to go and set Maven. M8. Either you change the code or either you change the configuration. I've changed the configuration. Maven. Done. So here that is done. Now here if you see that stage build, it's because it's scripted pipeline, you can write a if and else also. So here you are saying if is Unix. So is Unix is a kind of function which will tell you whether the node is Unix, then it will come true or false, depends on that what is, whether it's a Windows or Linux. So if the node is Linux, then run sh. What is sh then? So if I take you to this place, go to any job, configurations, build steps, and see here. See here, so many builders are there, right? This is the sh. Bat, this is the one, and here Maven here, few more options. So this is the sh, and here bat, and here this is the variable path, and you see clean compile Maven command if you remember. Same thing. Now something similar here we did goal is change for Maven, packaging again goal is change, same code, and here you are using the JUnit plugins and archive plugins. Did you understand this code, all of you?
Yes.
So now what we do, a raw file, copy this, go to new item. Now guys, this time you will not select the freestyle. This time you will select the pipeline. Okay. And the name of the pipeline is DevOps defined. This is the pipeline. Click OK. Now some of the option you will find which is similar to the job which we had it, but this is different here, script. I put the code here. This code is tested. I have tested because basically this is important. And then save it. Done. And now build now. So now you saw that everything whatever I showed you manually, for the same thing I written a code and I built twice actually. I clicked on the 2 times. Done guys. Now you want to see the pipeline? Let me show you. Where is that pipeline? And you see stage is here. See, this is the same kind of image. First preparation, build, UT, pack. I built 2 times, so that's the reason 2 times. You can build one more time. So the this UI little got changed. Old UI, let me show you how it will look like. If you're using old Jenkins, then you should not get confused. Let me show you. So you will see something like this. I'm using the very latest Jenkins of last week. So that's the reason you will see the new UI. Where is it? Did I close this? See, this is all this thing, and there's a stage. This is the new UI. So did you understand that how do we code in Jenkins, all of you?
Yeah, yeah, sure. But it has to be like, it will come in that pink color, no, build, no, in a block kind of a thing. Once we run the Jenkins, yeah, similar to this, that is in the diagram. Yeah, it
It's the
has to be
same
like,
thing. This UI has changed, new UI has come like this.
oh, okay, okay.
This is
Yeah,
the new UI. That's what I said. No, this is latest Jenkins. Here in tutorial, I'm using the old Jenkins. So you
right.
may be using the old Jenkins because
Okay,
in the organizations, typically we keep the 1 year old version of Jenkins.
right. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so now that is the stuff. So this is how you create a pipeline, and this file typically we stored in a file called Jenkins file. Okay, in the code, I copy paste the code directly in the body, but actually you can encode it. Let me show you. You can also call from the SCM as get. See here. So you can call this SCM and Jenkins file path. You can specify where is the repository and all. So it's up to you which one you like it. Now, some of the advanced options, I mean, some of the admin options we should try it out here. So go to the manage Jenkins. Let me dismiss this all notifications. And here you see there is some users creation. I don't think so. I should talk about it because that's a very simple thing. So creating a user, let's say Raju123, Raju123, Raju at the rate of Raju.com, and then create user. Simple. So I don't think so you will stuck for this, but one thing which is a very important here, and that is node management, which is here. So we talk about the system, we talk about the tools, we talk about the plugins, we talk about the users. Whatever the password you stored, no, it will be stored here. You can refer it here. And cloud integration is available. Some themes you don't need to work on it right now. Themes like look and feel, but nodes is important. How to add an extra node? So right now, if you see that I have two nodes added. Okay, so how to add a one more node? Because jobs, the one which you have might not be jobs, the one which you have might not be I mean, let's say you have hundreds of job, but only two nodes are there, so that may not be possible to run all the jobs parallelly. So how do we do that? So you have to add a new node actually. So what are the ways to add a nodes? You can add a Windows node, Linux node. The only condition is like each nodes which you install it should be Java installed. So let me show you this machine. This machine we have a Java installed. Let me show you Java hyphen version. It's already there. And now what I am going to do is I am going to do is uh, go to the PMP, okay, and mkdir, this one directory I'm creating, Raju, cd Raju. So this is the directory, workspace directory for Jenkins node. So let's go for Raju, permanent node, create. Now here number of executor you can keep it 3, it's a threading. This is the directory which I created. And what is this mode of connection? So here it is, SSH. What is the host name? So host name is this one. Username is Rajesh, right?
Raju.
Sorry. So Rajesh123. I have added it previously session. You can add a new user also. And non-verifying strategy and save it. Done. And now Raju is there. You see, launch. So now it's connected. There is a problem actually. Permission denied. So maybe the password got changed. So what I need to do is, let me check that. So Rajesh password. I need to check the password actually. I'm just guessing the password. No.
You can go to the users and create a user and add that user here.
Oh, yeah. Just a second. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, do one thing. Let me set the password here. Yeah. Okay. My bad. Username is Ubuntu. Uh, what I'm doing, I gave the wrong username. Ubuntu, and let me do one thing. Password sudo passwd and Ubuntu. Correct now. I'm resetting the password. What is this?
Okay, so you're giving the Unix, sorry, Linux password, sorry, Ubuntu password. I thought it's the Jenkins password, username password.
No, it's a node. No, I'm connecting the node. This is your server.
Okay,
I'm attaching this node to sharing the resources. Machine, different
right.
machine.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
On Ubuntu. This username and password is important. Now it should work, I guess. And save it. Launch. And I think done. Yes, connected. So now this is how you can add a multiple node. Nothing great about it. But the question is, how do we use it, Raju? So let me use the Raju. Go to the jobs. Go to the compile configuration. The moment you add a new node, okay, so these options will be enabled automatically. Earlier it will not be there, but the moment you add a new node, apart from the master, this will be enabled automatically. So click on this and say Raju, select the node name where you want to run, save it and refresh and build now. And now if you go the build number 29, console output, see Raju. There's a failure that could be that is related to Maven. That's okay. You can leave it. But you see, it's running in the Raju. Understood
Right.
now how to add any nodes as such? All of you?
Yes, right. I have only one question in the user. I mean, can we create a read-only, read-write user and read-write execute user with admin privilege? Because in that user section, I can see we have given a username, password, and that's all. If I want to give some user as a guest, some user with the read-write access for different projects,
So
is that
here, what is happening? I'll tell you. This SSH access you are giving for this machine, where the directory which I created, you are giving a read-write access in this place. Okay. So one is like login access and read-write access to these locations, because everything will be done here only. You see, workspace here. So
right? Right. But this is for the node, and if it is for Jenkins,
Jenkins has a different database for username. You know, Jenkins has the. I'm not talking about the Jenkins. I'm talking about if you want to add this node. So this server will connect to SSH. This is the SSH. So I need to
right?
have this machine username and password at Jenkins.
Yes, that is for the node. And for example, if we want to give particular user as a guest access in Jenkins to log in, so
Okay. So you want to control the, let's say there is one user I created
yes,
here, Raju. And Raju, you want to give not every access, but you want limited access, right?
correct.
So how do you do that? So that option you have in the security, this options. Let me show you here. So here, I did not enable it right now, but you have to enable what? So let me, this part. So here what it says, logged in user can do anything. That means any user who has logged in can do anything. So you can straight away you understand what is needed. But right now, in order to achieve that one, the one which you're talking about, you have to go for matrix based security. Okay, and here you can add that user Raju, and here you can decide what kind of access you want. So this is a whole big table, read, write, delete, exclude, whatever in the different features. You can check box, and based on that, he will get access.
Right.
Got it?
Yeah. Thank you.
And one more thing, I must tell you on the recording is happening, right? Whenever you enable this option, please add yourself as an admin, because if you do not add yourself as an admin, you will lose that access too. So please remember that.
Okay, admin in the sense we have to enable all these options, is it?
So by default, when you enable the authorization, this new authorization system, there's all the users will be revoked actually. You have to add it separately. So this is a work actually.
Right. Okay.
This is the admin option you have to enable.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the Jenkins. Okay, all of you have to practice it. Let me tell you, the features are endless here. Why? Because plugins are too many. So requirements, you may get anything. You need to locate the right plugins and how to configure those plugins and get your automation CI done. Any questions so far, all of you?
Have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@debugschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.